It was 7:30 p.m. on 24th of March 2020. I was working in the office as usual on a tailor-made itinerary, and at 8 o'clock, the Prime Minister was on television.
Breaking news.
आज रात 12 बजे से पूरे देश में, ध्यान से सुनिए, पूरे देश में आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण देश में संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है.
When I heard the news, I knew what was going to happen and what lockdown meant. It was all over the news, and I was shocked, as the world was. India locked down. Colleagues and clients started calling. Panic was setting in. The travel industry was bleeding very fast. It was time to live my dream to give back to the travel industry and the motherland which has given me everything. I shared my idea with my son, and the outcome of the same is the Indian bucket list. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Om Lambodharaya Namaha. Om Gajanandaya Namaha. Om Parvati Putraya Namaha. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Today is 1st of October 2020. And I start my journey through Rajasthan. Name of the journey is the Indian Bucket List Giving Back. I'm trying to give back to the industry and the motherland which has given me everything. And this journey is dedicated not just to India, but the entire travel industry and people who have worked in the industry. We are going through very difficult times, and I take on this journey to revive, recreate, and reinvent the travel ideas and more. We all Indians pray to Lord Ganesha whenever we start something, a new business or new life. We pray to him so he removes all obstacles from our path and sets us for successful endeavors. Thank you. Just as I was getting ready and getting into my riding shoes, I had 1,000 questions and anxieties, butterflies in stomach, 1,000 questions going through my mind, and I was just thinking about everything from my first destination, Bagru, to my final destination of the day, Pushkar, and what I was going to do as I left home and hit National Highway number 8. And these anxieties and everything, because I'm a normal man. And exactly that's when it reminded me of a great sher by Sayyid Siddiq Sahib. Tundi ye baad mukhalif se na ghabraye uqab, ye to chalti hai tujhe uncha udane ke liye. Which means, do not fear the winds against you. These winds are actually to take you to higher places. And that's when I reached Bagru. I have finally arrived at my friend's place. His name is Dheeraj Chipa. He is the artist who is continuing the art he inherited from his father about the Bagru hand block prints. And he is also a graduate of Indian Institute of Craft and Design. He happens to be in the 8th generation of wooden block printing involved with the Bagru print especially. Dheeraj bhai, Ram Ram. धीरज भाई, आपने सबसे पहले कैसे शुरू करा कि आपके फादर ने आपको सिखाया, बट आपको इंटरेस्ट कहाँ से आया?
सबसे पहले मैं जब छोटा था तो जैसे कोई भी, जैसे सपोज यही काम है, तो बोलते हैं कि ये लेके आना या पकड़ना,
डेरी उठा लाना।
हाँ। तो वो करते करते एक इंटरेस्ट जगह, मैं देखता था लोगों को कि कुछ करना है, बट फिर धीरे धीरे मुझे अपने से ही लगा कि मुझे ये करना है। किसी ने नहीं सिखाया, किसी ने नहीं बोला कि यही करना है। फाइनली फुली मैं मन से इसमें।
So after 8 generations, he is the only son of his father, and he was telling me a minute ago that had he not enjoyed doing or helping his father to with all the fabrics and blocks, the art would have died. And that's the true spirit of an artist carrying on art, 8th generation, and most probably he'll pass it on to his children as well. And that's the only way to take this 400-year-old art of wooden block prints. Bagru happens to be one of the schools of wooden hand block prints. तो अब अपन यहाँ आ गए, अब ये सारे कपड़े अपन प्रोसेस में जा रहे हैं।
अभी हम इनको डाई करेंगे।
इस पे ये क्या लगा हुआ है?
ये पुराना प्रोसेस है फड़त प्रिंटिंग का।
हाँ।
अब इस पे बगरू प्रिंट हो चुकी है, अब दाबू लगी है।
ये दाबू लगी है ताकि इसका प्रिंट के ऊपर कुछ नहीं हो।
तो रेजिस्ट दिस प्रिंट। फिर हम इसको अभी नेचुरल कलर में डाई करेंगे।
ओके। So now this fabric has dabu on it, and dabu is kind of concealer which protects the hand block print and its colors. And now we have brought it to the washing area where all these fabrics will be washed. And कोई chemical थोड़ी डालेंगे इसमें?
नहीं,
बिल्कुल plain पानी। And this Dheeraj bhai just told me that they don't use any chemicals. It will be washed just in plain water. And let's see what the process is. So let's go there. Dheeraj bhai, चलें? मैं उठाऊं? What a lovely morning it was. I was learning new things, washing the textiles, and it was just sheer pleasure. I was just enjoying myself, hands-on, learning and actually enjoying watching the entire process. And that's when Dheeraj said, let's go to my printing unit, which is about 2 kilometers from there. I was like a child. I was very happy that I had more understanding of the world and art, which was just very amazing. As we drove through the streets, I saw construction workers, and the village scene is just beautiful. So when you get into block printing and you want to learn, you get your clothes dirty. There's no shortcut. But what we are looking at now is all the ingredients which are required for Bagru block print. And all these blocks are made from Indian rosewood or teak wood. Indian rosewood is also known as shisham. So these are the blocks. Dheeraj bhai, how old are these?
These old blocks are like up to 100-year-olds.
Up to 100-year-old.
Yeah.
So I am holding heritage of India in my hand. These are passed down from father to son to grandson.
You can see the beauty of this block. Even this is like a museum piece. We can't produce this now.
What I'm holding right now, as per Dheeraj, this is a museum piece. This is about 150 years old. But what is important here is all the ingredients, and these are all natural materials which are used for. To start with, we have natural gum, and then you have the black soil. Why do we need black soil?
For resist printing.
For resist printing. So that's one material, and that's limestone.
Limestone, gum.
This is all for dabu.
Yeah, these
conceal.
these four ingredients we use in dabu paste.
This is wheat powder, wheat husk.
Best wheat powder.
This is wheat husk, which is used. These four materials: the wheat husk, limestone, black soil, and natural gum. These are concealers which are applied on top of the block so that design doesn't get lost. But these are all used. The second row and the third row are used for dyeing.
Natural.
This is myrobalan, which is also a herb, and we actually, people who have constipation also use it. So something really nice to know. In Ayurveda, myrobalan is used quite a lot. And then we have Ratan Jot wood. This is a very, very rare wood. You can't find it anymore. It's very rare to get this this wood. अब नहीं मिलती नहीं?
कब मिलती है? जब मिलती है.
And this is the most interesting part of the entire process. You would not believe it's not hot, but it's actually goat dung. This is also used for making the dye, and these are
For
dried
washing the cloth.
for washing.
Removing the starch and
And this is Arjun tree. So it's one of the indigenous trees in India. It's called Arjun, and it's the bark of Arjun tree. And then we have Magista wood.
This is also very known for like natural dyeing.
This is for dyeing.
The whole,
What color will it give?
every tree gives
But
color.
what would this magenta tree give? This
Light pink.
Light pink.
Yeah.
So light pink is made from magenta, and this is
Walnut bark.
this
Akhroat.
is walnut.
It gives a very good brown color.
So walnut grows in northern part of India, Kashmir and Ladakh region, and then we
This
have
is very rare.
all wood. This is the most
can't
rare
find
one. We can't find it anymore. So can we not grow here in Rajasthan?
It's from Chhattisgarh.
Oh, it's from
The bear likes so
the sloth bears.
yeah.
They like.
So वो खराब करके.
And this is another one which is amazing, is the outer shell of pomegranate. So can you imagine all what materials are used for this amazing art, which is actually dying art, but people like my friend Dheeraj are keeping it alive, keeping the tradition going, and that's what is important. My concern about Indian art is that if these arts are lost, because now new generation is not actually accepting, they find the jobs in the cities more interesting. But thanks to people like my friend who took it very seriously and did international. You did a design course.
Yeah.
From International Indian Institute of Craft and Design.
Yeah. And keep teaching. Like I'm just having workshop from since 10-11 years.
Wow.
So it's my learning also. Every time I keep learning.
So you get students here to learn.
Yeah. And I go part of India.
Wow.
To get classes.
This is the only way we can move forward. Dheeraj also conducts workshops here in Bagru at his this workshop, and this is the only way forward, that we promote these crafts and get to know. So the Indian bucket list, this is what it is all about. We want to give back and make people aware that what all crafts are existing. So please at Bagru, whenever you are in Jaipur, it can be done in a day return trip, or on the way to Ajmer or Pushkar. You can definitely stop in Bagru, and please add the Bagru block prints and Chipa prints to your Indian bucket list. Thank you. India, home to fascinating textiles, sites, monuments, Taj Mahal, whatever. But India is also famous for its food, spicy and hot. Hot and spicy, they are two different things. Hot can be just temperature, but spicy, hot can be really hot, hot. But today, as I am going to Pushkar, on the way I stopped at a place called Dhanna Ki Kachori. It is on Vaishali Nagar Road and off to Pushkar. But this is what I'm going to try. Not many people know about this place, but this is where you need to come. Ram Ram bhai. एक कचौरी बनाओ वो कड़ी के साथ में मीठी चटनी के साथ में. There you go, hot and spicy. That's green chutney, that's sweet chutney, and there you go, fresh coriander. Little bit dash of lime, and I think I'm good for it. This is what you're going to try. Fresh coriander curry. Curry is also very popular. It's made from yogurt with the mustard seed. My mouth is watering. I need to try this. Fantastic. This is what and this is organic stuff. Very clean place. As clean as it can get in any Taj Palace hotel or any street side hotel. But in these times, people have been really careful and the food is yummy. Next time when you're in Ajmer, eat Dhanna Ki Kachori on the Vaishali Pushkar Road. Cheers, add that to your bucket list.
Once I was done with Dhanna Ki Kachori, I started my ride to Pushkar. Distance between Ajmer and Pushkar is about 11 kilometers and one has to cross the Nag Pahar or Snake Mountain, which divides Ajmer and Pushkar. It is also the beginning of the Thar Desert, the second largest in Asia, Gobi being the first one. Once you reach the highest point and start descending, the landscape is captivating. The serpentine roads, temples perched on hilltops, and panoramic views just take your breath away. Pushkar's glory lies in its ability to engage and inspire visitors from across the world. Everywhere I turn, everywhere I see, I hear the religious music, temple bells in the narrow lanes, where I see colorful shops selling vibrant fabrics, flower stalls selling marigolds and roses, smoke rising from incense floating in the air, strains of trance music I heard over the thunder of my bike in the medieval bazaars, the rhythm of the chanting priests, which made me realize I was about to arrive at the Brahma temple, which is right at the end of the street. I was riding and there it was, right in front of me, the temple of Lord Brahma, the Creator.
I've reached Pushkar and this is where the main market is. We are heading towards the Brahma temple, which happens to be right at the end of this lovely street, colorful, because this is the time of festivity. And you can see how many colors are there on display, because this is the time we've just crossed the month of festivities, and now we are heading, slowly walking towards Brahma Mandir, which happens to be a temple which is 400 years old. This was refurbished, about 400 years old. Inside the temple, I won't be able to take you because the cameras are not allowed. Right in front of me is the temple of Lord Brahma. As I was saying, that is the deity according to Hinduism. That's the deity who is the creator of among the three unity. Brahma the creator, Shiva the destroyer, and Vishnu is the preserver. According to the legend, what had happened, Lord Brahma wanted to make a fire sacrifice, and he was looking for his wife because the sacrifice can't be made without the presence of the wife.
So he couldn't find his wife Savitri, Mother Goddess Savitri, and that's when he decided to marry a shepherd girl. Her name was Gayatri. When Savitri found out, this is when men fall in problems. When Savitri found out about the second wife, Gayatri, she cursed Brahma that you will not be worshipped anywhere else but in Pushkar, and that's how he is worshipped here. As you can see, all the shops have these bling bangles and necklaces and earrings. Look at these beautiful, and they are all custom costume and custom jewelry. This is very popular with new age girls. They would love to buy this because the festivity is around. And in Rajasthan, we compensate color, because if you look at the landscape of Rajasthan, there is very little color in our landscape. To compensate that, people wear very, very bright clothes. And what you find just right opposite the temple, when devouts come to Pushkar and they visit the temple of Lord Brahma, they need to carry few things, which include vermilion to be offered to Lord Brahma, and there is tortoise, which is the second avatar of Lord Vishnu. This brings good luck to people, so they take it to their homes. And this is the complete offering with vermilion, some sweets, and some roasted rice. That is what is rice, is a representation of fertility and also progress. That is what it symbolizes. So people will take. Also, people would take flowers and fruits. Flower and fruits are the supreme product of nature, and that's why people offer that to the gods. Once inside, you need to bring all your five senses alive, which includes, so the ritual is when you enter, you touch the threshold, so sense of touch. The second sense is when you enter, there's a bell, you ring the bell to hear. Once inside, you see the main deity inside the sanctum sanctorum, and after seeing the deity, you light a lamp and incense sticks. That's the sense of smell. Once you've done that and made the offering, the fifth sense, which is the sense of taste. So you offer sweets and the temple priest will give you some sweets back. And that's how all your five senses come to alive and you become prepared for meditation. And that's what it is all about. And once we have done that, I would like to walk you through this market area. When you come to Rajasthan, there are many handicrafts which are locally, produced by the local people. One of the items which locals produce is these shoes. We call them juti, and this is the version for the ladies because it is open from the back. But look at the colors. In Rajasthan, people wear colors because we are not blessed with colors. If you look at the landscape, we have the earth colors, but not bright colors, and that's why Rajasthanis wear a lot of bright colored clothes and also the shoes. These are very popular with girls. ये कितने का है भाई साहब एक? 200. This lovely shoe, which will last you about a year, because this is purely made of camel leather at the bottom and hand done embroidery. This is 200 rupees each piece, so I think girls will end up buying about 100. I don't know, but girls love their shoes. There's this gentleman who is selling these swords. They don't have, the blades are not sharp anymore because Nowadays you need a license if you have a blade which is larger than 6 inches. But these are very popular in the country. When people get married, the bridegroom will carry a sword in his hand, and this gentleman is selling very fancy ones as well. Look at this very fancy Chinese looking and probably made in China. Well, that's our love for China. And but these are very traditional things which have grown with time. Designs have changed, and so has the beautification. But this is what a normal sword looks like, and you draw it, and it doesn't have. But this is what people like to buy when they come to Pushkar. And these traders are all seasonal. They come around only during the time of festivity and in month of Kartik, and that's how it is. Next stop I want to show you is what is popular from Pushkar, silver jewelry. Pushkar is not only about Lord Brahma. Yes, he is the main center of attraction, but what gives it depth is when people come here in month of Kartik, people would like to buy a lot as well. They would like to buy jewelry, and this is what this silver jewelry, traditional jewelry looks like. This is modern, but that's what people and girls like. And these are the silver rings. He has many kinds of rings. So this is the a bracelet, but this is what the girls like to wear around their ankle, and the heavier it is, better it is. They are also selling costume jewelry, which is not silver, but they have blessing hands here, and the old coins, copies of old coins, and this is what has become very popular in India. So when you come to Pushkar, silverware, silver ornaments, and also a lot of incense and swords and wooden craft items and handicraft items are available. So this market of Pushkar is very popular. Next I want to take you to a sweet shop which is very popular, and the name of the sweet is called Mal Pua. This is a fried sweet which is deep fried, and then it is soaked in sugar. So that's where we're heading to. Now we have come to what Indians love, sweets. And Pushkar is famous for Mal Pua. That's what I was talking about. This is how it is made, and this is the shop right. Gav Ghat. Right opposite the Gav Ghat is the shop where you come and enjoy the Mal Pua. So this is actually reduced milk which is being fried, deep fried, and after it's deep fried, they will put it inside this sugar sauce. Indians love their sweets. No wonder 70%, almost 70% of the diabetic patients are Indians. And diabetes is one of the largest killers in the country. No other disease but diabetes. Now it's gone into sugar sauce. इनमें केसर डालोगे? नहीं, केसर वाली नहीं बनाओ. So this is pure sugar sauce, and that reduced milk has been fried, deep fried, and it will stay in there for 5 minutes, and then it is served hot, and that's what people like to eat. So this is what I would recommend to you. When you're in Pushkar, you come to Gav Ghat and enjoy the Malpua. Please add Malpua to your Indian bucket list, and that's what you need to do when you're in Pushkar. Thank you, and let's continue walking to the ghats now. So that is where people offer prayer. Can you imagine all these steps leading to the ghats are made of black marble and white marble, and this is people give money. As you can see, the money donation boxes, and these boxes, people drop money, and that's what goes towards upkeepment of the ghats or the embankments where people come when they come to push. This is Pushkar Lake. The name itself, Push means flower, Kar means hands. So the story and the legend about Pushkar Lake is that when Lord Brahma was offering and making the fire sacrifice, a flower, lotus flower, fell from his hand at this spot, and the spot where it fell, actually, that is where the lake emerged, and that is why it is called Pushpa, flower, Kar, hand. And over the time, the Pushpa Kar becomes Pushkar, and that is the story behind the sacred lake at Pushkar. Nothing should come in way of good story. Look at the beautiful lake, and you can see many temples along the lake and the bank of the lake. These temples were built by the kings and rich merchants, and this is what to facilitate people when they come to Pushkar. This is where they can stay, and there are many guest houses which we call dharamshala. It means a guest house in name of religion and service. A dharamshala is where people come and can stay, and when they come to make their sacred journey.
What a wonderful morning. From bottom to the top, about 980 steps. Finally we counted. Not many people can tell you exact number, but we counted it. And it was 980 right to the top. You can see the beautiful Brahma Lake right behind me here somewhere. And that's where we have, around the lake we have about 52 ghats. Ghats literally mean embankments, and they were built by the different kings or the merchants of the area. We also have Lord Brahma's temple, which is made of marble stone, and in the inner sanctum, that's where the Lord Brahma's statue is. Right in front of me, where we've climbed to Savitri temple. Savitri, according to the legend and Hindu mythology, Savitri is the wife of Lord Brahma. It is written in our Vedas that Lord Brahma wanted to make a sacrifice, and for sacrifice he was required to be with his wife for the rituals. He tried to find Savitri, his wife, but she was never to be found, nowhere to be found. And what Brahma did, he got married to a girl from farming community, and her name was Gayatri, just for that particular ritual. This didn't go well with Savitri, of course. She didn't like what Brahma had done. So she cursed Brahma that from now on there will only be one temple dedicated to you. And Brahma is the creator in Hindu pantheon, of course. And that's where, around the lake, that's where his temple is. I don't know if there is, there are more temples around India. But as they say, nothing should come in way of good story. And that's where Lord Brahma's temple is. We're going to go to that temple area later on, and we'll give you a walk around the lake as well. But that's about it. In the main courtyard of the temple, there is a statue of Lord Sun as well. It's a beautiful temple which is decorated by silver coins. So we'll catch you later once we get into the town. But my suggestion, if you're coming to Pushkar and if you're trying to climb Savitri temple, the steps, 980 steps, mind it, there is one ropeway here where they have cars which will take you, rope cars which will take you right to the top. Because this climb is not for the faint-hearted. And it is quite taxing, so please remember that, but do make it, because the ropeway starts at about 7:30 in the morning and they charge about 130 rupees. I don't know when you come in a year or two how much the fees will be, but right now it is 130 rupees per person. So see you when we get into the town. Thank you. What an amazing morning. We climbed about 980 steps right to the top of this hill. Ratnagiri Hill it is named, and we visited Savitri, Mother Savitri's temple, who happens to be the wife of Lord Brahma, the creator in Hinduism. The view is really fantastic. We have this Nag Pahad, or the Serpent Hill, which surrounds Pushkar from three sides, and it also creates a natural wall between the city of Ajmer and town of Pushkar. Ajmer is about 9 kilometers from here. The lake in the center of Pushkar has about 52 ghats. Ghats are embankment, and they were built by the kings or the local rulers and merchants. The most popular temple in Pushkar happens to be of Lord Brahma. The temple is made out of marble stone, and the inner sanctum, that's where Lord Brahma's statue is. And what is outstanding is there is a statue of Lord Sun, that fireball up in the sky.
And this place, Pushkar, also happens to be a very popular place which attracts thousands of tourists who come and visit Pushkar in month of October and November. According to Hindu calendar, the month is called Kartik, but when you look at the regular calendar, this is the month of October or November, because the Hindu calendar differs from the solar calendar. It developed as a place over the centuries that's where the Hindus came for pilgrim and to take a holy dip in the Pushkar lake, because it is believed that no life is blessed until you take a dip in the holy lake, and that's why the people come here in thousands. As these people come from far corners of the country, they used to bring their cattle as well. So while they are going on pilgrim, they might as well do a little business as well. So they would bring their cattle and buy and sell their cattle here. And that's how something called Pushkar Fair, Pushkar Cattle Fair developed, where what is peculiar is thousands of camels, horses, ox, cows, goats, sheep, and the ground is full of people and their cattle. The sight is amazing. You must come, and you can check the dates on the internet. Nowadays we have information technology on our fingertips, so that's what I would really like you to do in one lifetime, your pilgrimage to Pushkar. Come here, enjoy the cattle fair, and that's what. One more thing I would like to add, Pushkar happens to be a place where farmers, local farmers, grow a lot of rose, and to make rose oil, and that is very, very popular. It is exported out of the country, and that is one of the source of revenue for the people of Pushkar. Pushkar is also called the rose garden of Rajasthan. Believe me, the rose which they grow here, it comes in two shades. One is very light pink and one is fuchsia pink. But what is peculiar is the perfume of the rose and the oil, which it's delightful. So that's what you want to check when you come here next. Thank you. So keep Pushkar on your bucket list and the story which tells you about the site. We have a lot of monkeys coming here, and wild monkeys. I think we better be going now, because we got to get into the town, give you a little history about the town and the ghats, and see. On my way to Taragarh Fort from Ajmer this morning, what I realized, the first structure I came across was a water harvesting tank. And these tanks are often referred as step wells or Bowery. The catchment area is this hill, and the channels would drive water into it. And this is where the water was collected for the people inside the fort and for the animals as well. Where you see steps leading down, that says it is for men or ladies or human beings, this water harvesting system. If you see a ramp, that will tell you that it is for animals inside the fortress where the water was. But these are very, very popular methods in good old days, because step wells go a long way in India. I will discuss the age and construction of step wells in India, but right now I want to stress upon how important was water to survive inside a fortress which is on hilltop. And that's what it looks like. Look at the beautiful structure, and clear, sweet rainwater was collected here. So let's go to the fort and explore more. This was built by the Ajaypal Chauhan and later on taken over by the invaders of the Mughal dynasty. But in about 19th century, the British took over and made their presence felt. The barracks, as you saw, there are many structures which were built during the British period. And as the Governor General in 19th century, William Bentinck, when he arrived here, he said, "Oh, another rock of Gibraltar." And that's what this fortress is testimony to, three periods: the Hindu period, the Mughal period and the British period. But what is commanding is the landscape. Look at the Nag Pahad in distance, which divides Ajmer and Pushkar. The city of Ajmer, Ana Sagar Lake, surrounded by these beautiful Aravalli hills. We will go inside and see a little bit of what remains today, the testimony of three periods. And we will see the architecture, which is typical Rajasthani architecture, and also fortresses were built like this, and they stand testimony to the period, style of architecture and living lifestyle. Let's go inside and explore the Taragarh Fort. Look at this beautiful archway which leads us inside the Taragarh Fort. What you see on the either side of the archway is the two lotus flowers which remind us that it's a Hindu structure. And also, lotus is symbol of purity. As we all know, it grows into dirty water but rises above it. And that's the message, that we live in this society where good and bad exists. But we must rise like a lotus flower which lives in dirty water. Please come inside. This is what I would like to suggest when you come to India, when you are visiting northern India. If you're coming to Jaipur, Ajmer and Pushkar, please do visit Taragarh Fort. This goes on your Indian bucket list. When you're here, this is a place where the photographers can come, people who are into architecture, art, fortresses, battlefields, and also landscape photography from here. Right from the top, you get a commanding view of the city and its structures. All historical structures of Ajmer and also of Taragarh Fort are very much visible from this fortress, which was built by Ajaypal Chauhan in 1354, and later on the famous Prithviraj Chauhan ruled from here. This was his kingdom. Please add Taragarh Fort to your Indian bucket list. Thank you. Cheers. When you're traveling, there are only two things you can do. Either you enjoy the situation or you crib about it, and I choose to enjoy it. What I'm making my dinner, staying just outside Pushkar on a friend's farm. My friend runs a amazing restaurant in Pushkar in Ajmer, and he has a small hotel in Pushkar as well. I am about 9 kilometers east of Pushkar, and I decided to cook my own dinner because I don't want to, go to a restaurant. COVID is very much present everywhere. It's on increase, so I just wanted to play safe. And I am cooking what my maternal grandfather used to, enjoy while he was camping and going to places which were unexplored. So they used to go to places like Ladakh, and you can imagine in 1930s what Ladakh would have been like. So what you carried with you was ghee, clarified butter, and you carried salt, and you carried chilies, and chilies also not powdered, just whole, so it's very easy to deal with. And that's what I'm soaking here. So whenever you're cooking, you put them into water about half an hour before they're required, and they'll do the job. So these 4 ingredients: ghee, whole chilies, salt, and garlic. Because dry garlic, you can keep it for months and months. So that's what you add. So first you put your clarified butter. Once it warms up, you add the whole garlic, because when you add it first thing, it releases a good, beautiful aroma into the oil. And that's what makes a big difference. And if you know, it's a very good spice with herb which has been enjoyed for a very long time. And then you can add your potatoes, you can add onion, you can add meat for that, for instance. Thank you guys, it's been really great covering Jaipur to Pushkar, Pushkar to Ajmer, Taragarh Fort, the Pushkar Lake. I really would like to suggest and recommend when you come to Pushkar, please check these places around, and for a camping, if you need a camping site, a safe site, please get in touch with me. And if I'm free, I would love to join you guys. But you have to add Taragarh Fort and Pushkar, and please keep 2 nights. 1 night is not enough, so please keep 2 nights. 1 night for the exploring the town, and 1 night for exploring the surroundings. What is important to notice if you are into geography and stuff like that, there is a beautiful mountain range which is called Kala Pahad, Nag Pahad, sorry, the Snake Mountain, and that's what divides, draws a line, a physical line between Ajmer on the eastern side of Nag Pahad, or the Snake Mountain, is the city of Ajmer, and on the western side of Nag Pahad is Pushkar. And once you come in from Ajmer into Pushkar, that's how you enter to Thar Desert, which happens to be the 2nd largest desert in Asia. So this is where the mouth of Thar Desert is. So with that, I think it's time, and thank you very much for supporting us. Please continue supporting us. We are on YouTube, Instagram, and our website is also there, theindianbucketlist.com. On Instagram, we are _Indian_bucketlist. And please follow us if you are not. And have fun, be safe, and take Corona seriously. We need to learn to live with it. Cheers. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Good night.